Hello everybody and welcome back once again, another edition of Inside the Headset. As we're out on the campus of Rockville, I've got with me the defensive coordinator of the Rockville Rockets, Hunter Long. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good, Stork. How you doing?
Doing really well. Well, you're new to this, and this is the first time you've ever done this, so
Yes,
welcome
sir.
to the show. Friday night, boy, you guys went down there to Smyrna, and that didn't. It was going along pretty good based on what we could tell, the scores we were getting in the updates. Tied up there for the first 24 minutes, you're into a pretty good one, but that last 3 minutes of that 24, right around the 21-minute mark, things just really, I'll let you take it and kind of describe to the fans just exactly what happened.
For sure. Well, you know, first and foremost, Smyrna's a place with a lot of tradition, a lot of pride. They had a couple of bad weeks, and so they got too much pride in not bringing their best effort. So they came ready to play on Friday, and credit to them and their staff. But yeah, you know, we start off the game, we get 4 3-and-outs on defense. You know, offensively, we were living on their end of the field, but we just couldn't punch it in. And our kids learned a valuable lesson about when you get a chance to put your foot on somebody's throat, you better do it, because if you give them life, right, then they'll strike back, you know. And so all credit goes to Smyrna and their program, what they're built on, but they took advantage of some mistakes that we provided them, and they capitalized on them. And so,
well, you know, that is an old saying, you know, if you think you're going to kill the king, you better make sure you kill him, because if he gets back up, he's going to do a lot of damage when he gets back up off the ground if you try to kill the king.
100%, you know, and they had one drive, you know, that essentially in the first half, and they got it down to the 3-yard line, and we forced a fumble, and so we got it and thought we were out of harm's way, and then we fumbled it right back on the next play. 2-3 plays later, they punch it in.
Then they got momentum there.
They got momentum, you know, and then I believe it was the second play of the next drive, we fumble again inside our red zone. Now, you know, defense doesn't have much chance to rest, and you've got to have a lot of composure to be able to handle adversity in those situations, and we didn't. They punched in, make it 14-3, and then we drive it down, have a field goal opportunity, they block it, and run it back for 6 at the buzzer, you know, and so credit, like I said, credit goes to them and what they did and their coaching staff and what they're preaching and teaching, and you know, we just didn't have.
And they were, and when they're getting happy, as we like to say, man, when they're getting happy and they're happy in front of you,
for sure,
it's even making it much harder for you not only calm the kids down, but to get, just like you said, catch your breath and get up underneath of you. Try to get a little bit of positive energy going on your sideline. Sure. It's hard to do. It's just incredibly hard. People don't understand. And you don't really have any quick tools or toys to turn it around real quick. It has to happen piece at a time.
100%. And you know, that's where we're at, you know, with Coach Counts and myself coming in and us trying to get this thing turned around. You know, there's a growth part of that, and sometimes when you think you're flying high, right, you learn about that maturity level of bringing the same consistency, and if you don't, it'll cost you, you know.
And you guys just don't have that SEC guy that you can say, hey, that you jerk on the side and say, hey, you got to do something. There are guys that you have coached or tried to coach against that out there on that level of the playing field at times when you look at them and say, I need you to do something to change the game.
For sure.
Rob Wilkes could change the game. Tavis Mathers could change the game. There are guys, Rashad Golden could change the game. There's guys out there that, you know, Jordan James, Isaiah Horton, those guys, they're game changers.
For sure. And, you know, our kids, you know, we are relatively young.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, on both sides of the ball, when this season's over, we're going to be bringing back 8 or 9 guys on both sides. And we've got a lot of sophomores out there playing, along with some juniors. But we're having to learn these lessons now and learning to stay together and fight through, and, you know.
And you got to keep what you got, too. You got to keep it healthy and keep what you got. Because everybody, and not to mean anything mean to the other schools, but the recruiting that goes on in this county is at an all-time high. I mean, it is an unbelievable all-time high. It is what it is. I mean, everybody, but I think what really happens is Jim or Freddie decides to go over to XYZ school, and then Tommy says, well, Freddie, and I'm going over with them, and then it just snowballs, and it's hard to stop, isn't it, Coach?
Well, you know, it's for us, and it's one of those things, we're just worried about our walls and what we can take care of on our walls, and You know, if we
Because you got to want to come out here. I mean, we're out. Rockdale's on the outskirts. When you're a Riverdale or a Blackman and you're in the city right there, I mean, because really, what is it? I mean, if anybody hadn't figured it out, what's the number one school that's got the easiest recruiting job of all? Blackman. Because when you get off the expressway and you type in high schools, what's the first one that pops up? Blackman. So if you drive over to Blackman High School and you're looking at the schools, that sets the tone. That sets the pace for, well, this looks like a pretty nice school, looks modern, I can go to school here. Then you start driving around to the other ones. That's how this game goes if people haven't figured it out. Because usually, because I filmed over at Blackman 2009, 10, 11, and I witnessed it. I witnessed it because I would do Inside the Headset a lot of times on Thursdays afternoons with Philip. We would have our show, and sure enough, there would always be kids coming in, just drive up and say, hey, I'm new, I'm going to register in the morning, but I want to play football. So, it was like free recruiting. I mean, they come.
This area has just exploded exponentially the last, 10 years. You drive out here and you see the amount of growth that's happening out here around us.
Oh my God.
Like it's out here, it's fixing to absolutely explode.
Yeah.
And
now some of that farmland, because it's grandfathered in, it'll never be neighborhoods, but some of it is being turned loose. You are correct.
For sure. So, we're excited about what we got here, what we're building here, and you have to. Unfortunately, these days you got to belong before you can believe, and so we're proving that we belong and we belong together, and slowly but surely, day by day, step by step, I think we're getting there.
Well, and two, when you do get there, whatever it ramps out to be, as long as you stay in this region and coach, wherever you end up in, it will be worth it. I mean, it will be because if TSSAA keeps it like it is, and I think it should be left like it is, and I love it that Chris Johnson down Laverne, I got a chance to see his team Friday night, and they threw an interception there at the end. And Blackman thought they was going to turn it back around and run it back. Well, Laverne, even though you're blowing us out, we're not going to have it. So I'm going to run you down and tackle you. You're not just going to get 6 on me just because you think you can get 6. And so I really was impressed with that one piece. And sometimes when you're down at that other end of the bracket, because let's face it, right now the programs that are running hot and heavy are the Blackmans, the Riverdales, and the Oaklands. And they're up at that top 3 right now. You're chasing that. We're not going to play games here. I'm not playing radio shows. I'm not. So that's where you got to get to, and you're fighting. Friday night is probably the biggest game. You can say they're all big, but right now, because of the way the puzzle pieces are shifting and they're becoming clear, and that Smyrna picture of that puzzle for Rockville, it became real clear this past Friday night.
Sure.
You can't change that puzzle piece. Now you've got another one, man, it's on Friday night. It can't be bigger for you guys. And
oh man, for us, you want to be in the playoffs, win Friday. And that's really what it boils down to. And for us, we've got to have a playoff mindset, not only today, but tomorrow and every day in practice. And, Friday night, 7 p.m. is a playoff game. So
would you want it any other way though? Now that
that's why I came here. That's why Coach Counts came here. I'm from Henry County, and we're used to that mindset and playing that way. And for me, and let's just be honest. You talked about being healthy earlier. Well, playing in this league is a lot different than most leagues, and trying to stay healthy and make it through a full season, without having a lot of depth, it's going to be a struggle.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad to be here because I'm looking forward to the battles that are going to be taking place week in, week out, because that's what hardens you, that's what toughens you, and those are the things that you're here for 4 years playing high school football, but it's going to be what guides you for the next 60, right? Because it's going to get a lot harder on Friday nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but no, man, we're excited about it. It's a great opportunity. Coach Renshaw and his guys, they got a great program over there, and I would tell everybody out there, if you're looking for a playoff atmosphere, playoff football, you ain't got to wait till November. Come out to the launch pad Friday night, 7 p.m.
Well, and it's funny you say that. The fun part about this, someone said, it's getting watered down. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. Yes, it's changing a little bit. Mm-hmm. The game is changing, but the game isn't. It's just tightening up a little bit more. And you're right, there's more kids going to keep coming because we do have a great product. No matter what, I feel like since, I've been here for the last 25 years, so I saw it evolve. I remember when Blackman, 25 years ago, when Blackman was going through their first season. I remember when Siegel opened, Stewart's Creek, and I remember 2019 when Rockville opened, and I remember, and so on and so forth. But the thing about it is, I still feel like here the last 5 or 6 years, yes, we've had a magnificent amount of growth, but no matter what, Kevin's kind of got a little bit of, rain on it, but what a lot of people don't know is, but you all know it, Kevin puts a lot of time in on it. I mean, the amount of time he puts in on it, and studying and going over, because the Kreisky boys tell me, I don't know if y'all know this, but, they say he's been that way his entire life. Like, it could be 2 a.m. on a July 15th night, and where's Creasy? He's in the lab studying some video.
What's really unique about this, and I'm sure this has been talked about and brought up, but there's a Henry County connection amongst every one of the guys you just talked about. Coach Kevin Creasy coached at Henry County back in the early 2000s, and my brother was in his class, at E.W. Grove, the freshman school, but we all known each other for a long time. And, there's a reason that these programs over here continue to have success, because it's being led by people that have got great foundations, and we were all taught by the same people. I'm fully aware of what Mr. Creasy and Coach Creasy is doing. He's a hard worker, and Kreisky's a hard worker.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's what's made the quality of ball here kind of step up a little bit in this area as well. And so kudos.
But we do. I mean, the college coaches, when they come by, they know they're going to get quality players, and they come in here. Not a lot. So everybody knows that on Friday nights after we get done with the broadcast, 98% of the time you'll find us at Jonathan's. And anyway, I guess it was about 4 years ago, and it's known that you can run into several of the reffing crews that have been out on Friday night. They're there also. And I was talking to one of the gentlemen there, and he's younger, and I said, so where are you from? He said, I grew up in Georgia. I played football in Georgia. And then I said, well, and then I said, how'd you get here? He said, well, someone told me about the area. And he said, I grew up in Georgia and played in Georgia, and then played college football in Georgia. Then I reffed a little while, and then someone told me about this area. So me and my wife, we came up here a couple of weekends and watched it. So I told her, I said, I wanted to move up here and ref football in this area. And I didn't know a soul. So I got in touch with some people, and I've been reffing here now for about the last 40 years. And I said, why did you? He said, I don't care what anybody says. You can go around the United States, but right here, for me, it doesn't matter where they assign me to. I know I'm going to get a good one on Friday night if I'm assigned to a Rutherford County game. So I love just reffing here. So just a lot of what you're talking about. And I try to explain it to people. People say, why are you so tied up, or why were you so inhaled or engulfed into it? It's a special product in this town, and I don't know of any other place that it's like this, where you've got 8 schools. They put us all in one little bucket. Now, one of you's going to squirt out, and come round 4, that'll be the one that we all support, hopefully, to go to the state championship. We want to be in that arena, hopefully.
For sure. We're all fighting for the same thing, and kind of what you're saying. Because of us all being in the same district, the one that does emerge is going to be a lot more hardened because of the season they had than typically the person they're going to be playing in the semis, right?
Right.
Because they haven't had to play the same.
Because the third round, you're going to possibly, more than likely, if you make it to the third round, the third game, then you're going to play again a Rutherford County team, more than likely, based on what we already know. I mean, not being mean.
And with some of the changes they've made to the postseason, there's a good chance that this year, for the first time, there could be 2 RUCO teams meeting in the semis now.
Yeah.
Because of the way they've changed it up in the second round. But this area, there's a lot of pride and tradition in every program. Every single program here has a great head coach that has a great foundation, that knows what it's about, what it takes to win. And, I don't care who you are. If you're coming in this county, I don't care who you're playing, you better strap it up and be ready to go for 48 minutes. And so I'm glad to be here and be a part of this.
How's the quarterback? I know he was a little dinged up from the Stewart's Creek game. How's he doing now, your all's quarterback? Because he's got to have him. You got to have him.
Absolutely. He was battling some turf toe. Yeah. He got against Stewart's Creek. And, he got a little bit better as the week went on. Obviously, it limited his mobility, but man, he's a tough kid, and he's got a big heart, and he leads us, and our kids feed off of him, and so he'll be okay. He'll be ready to go Friday night, and we'll give it our best shot.
Well, kids, that's enough. Hunter Long, coach, the defensive coordinator said it enough. I tell you what, Friday night, right here at the launch pad, that kickoff's at 7 o'clock. Y'all need to get out here early because it's going to be one great football game. Y'all be here.